Hello guys, welcome back. Today in this video, we'll see how JioCinema and Disney Plus Hotstar merged without any downtime using DevOps. Often large-scale OTT platform integrations are complex. It requires extensive planning and executions. Mergers like this usually lead to service disruptions, downtime, and user dissatisfaction. However, the JioCinema and Disney Plus Hotstar merger was executed without breaking the user experience. So let's dig into that and understand how this merger seamlessly completed and how the DevOps helped. Merging vast user database with minimal latency, integrating two large-scale content delivery network without affecting the streaming performance, ensuring smooth API compatibility between different backend architectures, maintaining a flawless user experience by avoiding disruptions in account access, content discovery, and streaming quality, deploying advanced cloud and security measures to handle millions of concurrent users. Now see the statistical overview, the power of DevOps in the large-scale integrations. So 99.9% uptime is the industry standard for top-tier streaming services. 63% of companies adopting DevOps report faster deployment times. Microservices adoption has grown by 70% in the past 5 years. Cloud-based OTT platforms using Kubernetes reduce the downtime by 60%. Let's see the top examples of large-scale OTT mergers using DevOps. Netflix transitions to AWS Cloud. Netflix successfully migrated its entire infrastructure to AWS Cloud using microservices and CI/CD pipelines, ensuring zero downtime deployment. Disney Plus global expansions. Disney Plus used containerized microservices to scale its platform dynamically and ensure smooth launches across Europe, Asia, and Latin America. Spotify's backend overall. Spotify transitioned to a Kubernetes-based infrastructure, allowing faster updates, real-time user data processing, and improved the fault tolerance. And the JioCinema and Disney Plus Hotstar merger. So they used the DevOps automation, real-time data migrations, and intelligent traffic routing to ensure a flawless integrations. Now let's see the key benefits of seamless integrations. Zero downtime deployment. Users continued streaming without any service disruptions. Unified user experience, a single platform providing access to a vast content library. Optimized performance like CDN enhancements and AI-powered content recommendations improved the streaming speed and the quality. Scalability, the infrastructure now handles peak loads, especially during IPL and live sports event. Security and compliances, advanced authentications like auth authentications, SSL encryptions, and DRM protocols protected user data and the content rights. Now let's see the step-by-step guide to this seamless code integrations. Infrastructure assessment and planning. Before executing any changes, a comprehensive evaluations of both the platforms was necessary. So this basically involved the architecture analysis. So whenever you do any kind of setups, any kind of merging or any kind of work, so we should always compare the backend infrastructure of both the platforms, like how the JioCinema and Disney Plus Hotstar they did it, right? So they compared the backend infrastructure in both the platforms and identify the differences in databases, what kind of databases they use, API structure, the cloud services, and the access user authentications models like the auth, JWT tokens, and the session handling. right? And next is defining the integrations roadmap. So whenever we are just planning something big, so we have to follow the roadmaps decided on a phased integrations approach instead of full migration. So we have to just the approach we have to phase like phase by phase approach, not the complete full integrations at one go, right? Stakeholder coordinations, this is very important. The stakeholder coordinations, it involves the DevOps team, software engineers, security experts, and the business leaders to understand what the requirement, what the prerequisites, everything needs to be done, right? So we need to uh, coordinate with the stakeholders, assigned responsibility for data migrations, API management, and the cloud deployment. So next comes the cloud and microservices adoptions. Transition to cloud native infrastructure, the cloud native infrastructure to migrate the workloads to a multi-cloud architecture using the AWS, GCP, and Azure. And it leverages the Kubernetes to orchestrate the microservices and breaking the monolithic systems into the microservices. So we need to understand how these particular monolithic systems was before and how the microservices were coming. So we have to decouple the major services like the user authentications, content, catalog, payments, recommendations, all these things we have to see how we can keep in the microservices. The next one is the traffic disruptions and the load balancing. The traffic, whenever we integrate in a multi cloud or multi integrations platform, like so integrated, we have to focus on the multi-CDN strategy. Like the we have the Cloudflare, right? AWS CloudFront. These are the CDNs which can help us to do the multi cloud CDN strategy, right? And we can use some kind of proxy for the efficient load balancing like Nginx or HA proxy. Next comes the data migration strategy. What's the data migration strategy they follow? Database unifications process. So unified user database across both the platforms and migrated the watch history, preferences, the subscriptions data, right? So the unifications of the database is most important. Like what are the subscriptions has been done, what is the history, watch history, like one person has watched that on after migrations. That same history should be there, right? Everything we have to look into that. Real-time data replications. In real-time data replications, they used Devigium, like the change data capture tool, plus Apache Kafka to track the database changes and ensured that the new transactions were synchronized instantly without the data loss. Data integrity and security measures. So it applied the data encryptions and the SSL certificates to secure the user informations, conducted automated reconciliations to check and verify the data consistency after the migrations, like the post migrations. CI/CD pipeline implementations, the automate code deployment. In automate code deployment, they used Jenkins and GitHub Actions for the CI/CD pipelines and adopted the blue-green deployment strategy to avoid the downtime. Feature flag-based deployment. If you see the feature flag-based deployment, used launch directly and the split.io for gradually feature rollouts and enabled A/B testing to compare new versus the old functionalities. And then automated testing and bug fixes. Performed unit test, integration tests, and the end-to-end UI testing using the Selenium, Cypress, and JUnit, all these tools. Monitored the log by using the ELK stack like the Elasticsearch, Logstash, and Kibana to identify any issues very early. Then next comes the seeding optimizations and the load balancing. So how the seeding optimizations and load balancing happen, like the multi-CDN implementations. So integrated Akami, Cloudflare, or AWS CloudFront for low latency video streaming and used dynamic CDN switching to route user to the fastest available servers. And next comes the adaptive vibrate streaming. They used adaptive vibrate streaming, the deployed HLS and MPH dash protocols to optimize the video playback, ensured the smooth streaming on low bandwidth connections by dynamically adjusting the video quality. So whenever you see some any kind of videos, if right, if based on your the bandwidth, like the network latency, right, if you have high quality videos like high definitions video, if you have played, you might get some kind of slow in the speed, right? So what you can do, you can just change the um, video quality options, and you can get the faster experience of the videos, right? And they use the HLS and MPEG DAS protocols to optimize this playback. Auto scaling the traffic spikes. Use AWS auto scaling and Kubernetes horizontal pod autoscaler HPA to handle the IPL and live event traffic surges, like kind of sports events there, right, where many users, right, millions of billions of users will connect to the databases at the same time. So we'll see how the auto scaling automatically scales on all these things, how they can manage the traffic spikes, right? So they uses these Kubernetes horizontal pod autoscaler and AWS autoscaling mechanism. Let's come to security and the compliance measures. So in security compliance measures, we need to focus on the user authentications and access control, content protection, data privacy, and compliance. User authentications and access control, they integrated the 2.0 observability tokens and MFA, right, multi-factor authentications for the security logging into the account, enabled the single sign-on SSO for unified access, like with one access, you can log into the multiple accounts. Content protections. Apply digital rights management TRM encryptions to prevent the piracy, and used forensic watermarking to track unauthorized content distributions. Data privacy and compliance. So they ensure that GDPR and ISO 27001 compliance for user data protections, implemented DDoS protections mechanism by using the AWS Shield. After this, we need to focus on this, the post-migration monitoring, how they did the post-migration monitoring and performance optimizations. In the post-migration monitoring, the monitoring part is very, very crucial after the migrations. So real-time post-performance migrations, like performance monitoring and all. So they used kind of different monitoring tools like Prometheus, Grafana, for tracking the system health, how the system is responding, and all these things. And deploy the AI-powered, like to detect and predict any kind of potential issues might occur after the migrations, right? The real-time monitoring they performed. User feedback and issue resolutions. User feedback is very, very important. Any kind of upgradations or anything, any applications you're migrating, user feedback is very, very important. And how quickly you resolve the issue after any kind of issues happened, right? So they collected the real-time feedback via the artificial intelligence-driven chatbots and the NPS survey, and rolled out any hot fixes for any kind of post-performance, post-migration performance lags, or any kind of lags happen there. And continuous improvement and updates after finding out all these issues, if updates and feedbacks, how we continuously improvement and updates our things, right? So we can use they used followed an agile development cycle of ongoing the platform optimizations that followed the agile methodology to how quickly they can improve and they update their patches and do this improvement continuously, and perform the regular A/B testing and data-driven optimizations. They were applied in this case. So this is how the Jio Hotstar migrated from the Disney Plus Hotstar. Hope this video is very informative for you. If you have any doubt or any concerns, please do write me in the comment section below. I'll try to answer your queries. If you have not yet subscribed my channel, please do subscribe now so that you get notified when I add such more videos.